Let's set the scene. Meet our main character. She's a gentle, quiet designer, and she's just starting her very first job. You know the feeling, right? She's excited, probably a little nervous, and she is ready to prove herself. But she plans to do it her way, through hard work and focus.
Now let's be really clear about something. Her being quiet had nothing to do with being uninterested or standoffish. For her, quiet was actually a tool. It's how she was able to be diligent. It's how she poured every ounce of her energy into learning the ropes and, knocking her projects out of the park.
But the place she walked into every morning, it was the exact opposite of her style. I mean, just picture it. You walk into an office that's just buzzing with nonstop chatter, loud jokes are flying across the room, and there's this intense, almost frantic energy in the air. For someone who's naturally quiet, that can be a lot.
So, what does she do? To get her work done, and honestly probably just to cope, she kind of builds this little bubble for herself. Her desk becomes her sanctuary. It's a zone of pure, silent concentration where she can tune out all that noise and actually focus on the complicated design work she was hired to do.
The thing is, that little quiet bubble didn't exist in a vacuum. It was sitting smack in the middle of an office that didn't just put up with noise, it ran on it. The loudness wasn't a flaw in their system, it was the system. And that's when her silence really started to stand out, and not in a good way.
And this is where everything starts to go sideways. From her point of view, putting her head down and focusing was the ultimate sign of dedication. She's doing her job. But from her colleagues' perspective, they started to see that exact same behavior as something totally different. They saw it as disrespect.
So you have two totally different movies playing in the same theater. Her reality is so simple. Hey, I'm just trying to focus and do my job well. But the story they were telling themselves was completely different. She's ignoring us. She must think she's better than us. You can just feel this massive gap opening up between what she intended and how she was coming across.
And you know how these things go. It didn't stay as just quiet gossip for very long. Those whispers and misunderstandings started to gain momentum, and eventually they turned into an actual, formal complaint that landed right on the manager's desk. The whole situation was about to blow up.
And get this, the accusation wasn't just, hey, she's a little quiet. No, it was way more personal. They said, she deliberately ignores us. It feels like she thinks she's better than the team. Wow. So now, her quiet way of working is being twisted into this story about her being arrogant and intentionally rude.
So the moment of truth arrives. The designer, who's been totally in the dark just trying to do good work, gets that tap on the shoulder. She's called into a meeting with her manager to answer for these really serious claims about her attitude and her place on the team.
Okay, so we're going to hit pause right here, and I'm going to turn this over to you. I want you to really imagine this. You are sitting in that chair, you are the designer, the manager has just laid out everything your colleagues have been saying, and then they look at you and ask for your side of the story. What do you say? How do you even begin to bridge that canyon between your reality and their perception? This incredible and incredibly challenging case study comes to us from Professor Dr. Hala Ibrahim Muhammad. So think about it. What would you do? The floor is all yours.